3 companies. All of them said to be impossible. All of them nearly went bankrupt. And all of them were saved by the exact same man, using the exact same playbook. I'm talking about Elon Musk. And no, this is not a fan video. This is a forensic breakdown of why this guy keeps winning, while everyone around him keeps saying he's going to fail. Because here's the thing nobody tells you. Elon doesn't just build businesses. He runs the same strategy every single time. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Stick with me for the next 10 minutes. By the end, you're going to understand how one person built a rocket company, an electric car company, and a social media empire, and why the same 5 moves made all of them work. Before Musk was Musk, he was just a nerdy kid from South Africa who taught himself programming by reading books, plural, in a single weekend. At 24, he co-founded a company called Zip2. Think Google Maps before Google Maps existed. He sold it for $307 million. Then he went to PayPal, sold it to eBay for $1.5 billion. Most people at this point would buy a beach house, a yacht, maybe a private island, and retire. Elon Musk took almost every single dollar and put it into 2 companies that experts said would never work. One was trying to send humans to Mars. The other was trying to replace every petrol car on the planet. In 2008, during the worst financial crisis in decades, both companies were days away from total collapse. SpaceX had just had its 3rd rocket explode. Tesla couldn't pay its employees. And Elon Musk was publicly crying in interviews. So how did he go from that to this? The answer is 5 strategic moves he uses in every single company he builds. Most business people ask, what does the market look like? Who are my competitors? What's the going price? Elon Musk asks something completely different. He asks, what does this actually cost to make? If we ignore everything that exists today, he calls this first principles thinking. And it sounds fancy, but it's actually pretty simple. Here's an example. In 2002, a rocket launch cost about $65 million. Everyone in the industry accepted that. That was just the price. Elon sat down and asked, what is a rocket actually made of? Aluminum, titanium, copper, carbon fiber. What do those raw materials cost? The answer? About 2% of the total price, which meant 98% of the cost was essentially waste. Middlemen, tradition, nobody questioning anything. So SpaceX built rockets from scratch, made them reusable, and got the cost down to under $3 million per launch. Same thing with Tesla batteries. Everyone said EVs were too expensive. Elon looked at the raw cost of lithium-ion cells and realized the price wasn't physical. It was just nobody had tried hard enough. Here's a question. Why would an engineer leave a cushy Google job to work 80 hours a week at a startup that might fail? Why would someone camp outside a car dealership for 2 days to pre-order a vehicle they can't even test drive yet? The answer is mission. Capital M. Elon doesn't say we make rockets. He says we're making humanity multiplanetary so we don't go extinct. He doesn't say we make electric cars. He says we're accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy before climate change destroys civilization. Now you can agree or disagree with these missions, but you cannot ignore what they do. They attract the most talented, obsessive, mission-driven people on Earth. People who don't just want a salary. They want to be part of something historic. And those people work differently. They solve problems others give up on. They recruit their brilliant friends. They become your biggest marketing channel for free. Most companies outsource. They use suppliers, distributors, third-party everything. It's cheaper up front, but it makes you dependent. Someone else controls your quality, your timeline, your margins. Elon Musk does the opposite. He built it all in-house. Tesla doesn't just make cars. They make the batteries. They design the chip inside the car. They built their own global charging network. Over 50,000 stations worldwide. They even have their own insurance product. SpaceX? They manufacture 80% of their own components. Most rocket companies buy parts from hundreds of suppliers. SpaceX builds the engines, the capsules, the launch software, nearly everything in-house. Why does this matter? 3 reasons. Speed. When you control everything, you can iterate in weeks instead of waiting months for a supplier to fix something. Cost. You cut out every middleman margin. Moat. Competitors can't easily copy you because you've built a machine, not just a product. In 2006, SpaceX launched its first rocket. It exploded 33 seconds after takeoff. 2007, second launch. Exploded again. 2008, third launch. You guessed it. Explosion. At a traditional aerospace company. That company no longer exists after failure number one. You're done. Your investors pull out. Your employees leave. But Elon Musk built a culture where failing fast is the strategy. Each explosion generated an enormous amount of data. What went wrong? Exactly why? What do we fix? The fourth launch, 2008. It worked perfectly, and the data from 3 failures made it possible. Tesla did the same. Early Model S cars had production problems, panel gaps, software glitches, customer complaints. Most companies would have quietly tried to fix things. Tesla pushed updates publicly, treated every issue like open-source feedback. This is a massive psychological shift that most businesses never make. In traditional business, failure is embarrassing. You hide it. In Elon's world, failure is information. You publicize it, learn from it, and iterate. Now contrast this with Boeing. Boeing has been building planes for over 100 years. Yet the 737 MAX crisis, caused by a culture that punished raising problems, killed 346 people and nearly destroyed the company. Because they treated failure as something to hide, not study. This is the move that most business schools won't teach you. And it might be Elon's most powerful weapon. Elon Musk spends almost nothing on traditional advertising. No Super Bowl ads for Tesla for most of its history. No celebrity endorsement campaigns for SpaceX. Instead, he has over 180 million followers on X, a platform he now owns, by the way. Every tweet is a press release. Every meme is a marketing campaign. Every controversial thing he says generates millions of dollars of free media coverage. Think about the Cybertruck reveal in 2019. The designer smashed the window with a sledgehammer to prove it was bulletproof. The window shattered. On stage. In front of every journalist in tech. What did that cost? $0 in extra ad spend. How many people watched it? Hundreds of millions. And how many pre-orders did Tesla receive in the 48 hours after that embarrassing fail? 250,000 pre-orders. In 48 hours. For a truck they wouldn't deliver for 4 more years. The failure was the best marketing campaign of the decade. Whether it was deliberate or not, the outcome is the same. Controversy creates coverage. Coverage creates curiosity. Curiosity creates customers. So let's zoom out. Here is the Musk Playbook, 5 moves, every single company. Move 1, first principles pricing. Find the real cost and exploit the gap. Move 2, sell a mission, not a product. Attract believers, not just customers. Move 3, vertical integration. Own your stack, control your destiny. Move 4, fail fast and publicly. Treat failure as data, not shame. Move 5, become the marketing. Your personal brand is your biggest budget line. Now here's what's fascinating. These aren't just Elon Musk ideas. You can trace every single one of these back to historical business giants. Henry Ford used vertical integration so aggressively he literally owned the rubber plantation supplying his tires. Steve Jobs was the original founder of the brand Playbook. Amazon's Jeff Bezos used first principles to conclude that if buying things online was painful, he would fix the entire logistics chain himself. What Elon does is combine all 5 moves simultaneously. And that's what makes it look like magic when it's actually just ruthless, consistent strategy. Look, you don't have to like Elon Musk. And honestly, whether you love him or hate him is completely beside the point. Because the strategy works. And it doesn't care about your opinion of the man running it. The real question is, which of these 5 moves can you start applying to your business, your side hustle, or even your career? First principles thinking alone, just that one move, could change how you price, build, and compete. If this breakdown was useful to you, smash that like button right now. It genuinely helps more people find this channel, and it takes you literally 1 second. And if you're new here, welcome to Lux Chronicle, We decode the strategies behind the world's most powerful businesses every single week. Hit subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss one. See you in the next one.